Back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Oh my God. The clown show continues. Trump has announced that he is nominating Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. What? Um, so he is under the guise of trying to end partisan weaponization of the Attorney General of the Department of Justice. Donald Trump decides that he's going to have a partisan weaponization of the Department of Justice by nominating Matt Gaetz to be the Attorney General. Now, Gaetz has resigned his House seat. And because he's resigned his House seat, the ethics investigation into him no longer will continue because, as the ethics committee put it, they can only investigate members of the House, and he will no longer be a member of the House because he's resigned his position. I imagine if he took another position in the House, so if he got elected again, or I don't know, rescinded his resignation, then they could continue their ethics investigation. You can't make this stuff up. I did see a little quote from Lisa Murkowski saying, we have to have serious nominations for the Attorney General, and this is not a serious nomination. So you can already see there's going to be at least one Republican in the Senate that's not going to want Matt Gaetz as the Attorney General. I suspect there might be more. In other news, Jim Thune, who was secret ballot elected to be the new Republican Senate leader, and as things currently stand, in January when the new Senate is sworn in, he will be the Senate Majority Leader. This is over Rick Scott, and I don't remember who the other person was, but more MAGA non-serious, Jim Corwin, more MAGA non-serious candidates. So there is a battle brewing in the Senate. There's going to be a battle brewing between MAGA, the MAGA faction of the GOP, and the conservative faction of the GOP. So let's look into this clown show. I mean, I swear to God, Trump couldn't pick worse picks if he tried. It's almost like he's trying to troll us. That's what it's got the vibe for. Also, Melania says that she's not planning on living in the White House full time. Oh, there's a shock. Then he wants Tulsi Gabbard to be the head of the Department of National Intelligence because that's where you want to put a Russian asset. That's a great place to put him. Entertainment purposes only. And then I think he wants Kristi Noem in charge of Homeland Security. I imagine any dogs or annoying goats in areas struck by hurricanes or wildfires will be dealt with accordingly in the nearest gravel pit. Okay. Susan Lynn had another video up today. Bless her for that. She thinks things are changing. She felt an energy shift and things are changing. I will say that for the first time in a while, I've been in a good mood. Not just not depressed and sad and mopey and angry and all these other things. In an actual good mood, cracking jokes at work and being my normal, sillier self, as it were. My wife said, oh, it only took a week. I've got my husband back. Something has changed. Now, at this point, as I mentioned in last night's video, and I'll get started at the 5-minute mark here, just hand it over. I'm handing it over to Spirit. Whatever Spirit wants, go for it. If you want to put the clown show in effect for 4 years, fine, we'll do the clown show. Lord knows what's going to be left of this country by the time these idiots are done with it. But if you also want to reinstate Kamala Harris, hey, I'm okay with that too. But at this point, somebody's got to find out. As I said before, fine. And we'll go with it from here. So let's look at the energy around Donald Trump's selection for the Attorney General. Entertainment purposes only. I don't know. I'm using my Golden Tarot deck here, so not sure what I'm going to get, but this ought to be interesting. Come on down. Matt Gaetz, Department of Justice, Attorney General. What's the energy around this thing? My deck is upside down. The Moon card. Is this pure, unadulterated lunacy? This is literally letting the lunatics run the asylum. Obviously, Matt Gaetz would... Trump wants to... he wants to gut the Department of Justice, and certainly having Matt Gaetz in charge of it would do that. But there's secrets behind here, things that they don't want revealed, that I'm sure Matt Gaetz would make sure never get revealed. Election interference, anyone? Anything else? What's that going to be? Yeah, he won't be Jeff Sessions. Crossed with the Five of Swords. Yeah, it's kind of the narcissistic winner takes all type of thing here. We'll go into his confirmation. I don't think his confirmation is a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination. But you've got mystery, you've got secrets, crossed with winning at all costs, no compromising. And underneath is judgment. You got two major arcana underneath here. Department of Justice. It's almost like putting Matt Gaetz in there. It's not the spy in the camp, so to speak, but he literally would try and break the Department of Justice. He absolutely would do it. Wouldn't even think twice about it. The Department of Justice was who was investigating him for crimes against young girls. Okay? It would be his revenge and retribution. In the past, you got the King of Swords. Matt Gaetz is not a serious choice here. King of Swords, why are we talking about Department of Justice? I think maybe just the Department of Justice, usually have a very intelligent person who is mature and is doing what's best for the country, as it were. And, that's a hard job to do. I'll leave no comments about Merrick Garland. I'm sure you guys will leave plenty of comments about Merrick Garland, but Merrick Garland and Matt Gaetz are not cut from the same cloth, shall we say. Current situation. Wow, we got the Judgment card and the Justice card here. Justice or an injustice that's coming in here. The Department of Justice has got to steel themselves for this guy coming in. I don't know if he's going to make it in, though. You know what I mean? It's just, this is actually going to be like one of the first tests of the Senate, assuming, again, that Trump is sworn in on January 20th. This is going to be one of the first big tests for Republicans in the Senate. Are they really going to let this guy in there, in that position? Overarching energy is the Three of Swords. Betrayal, heartbreak, backstabbing. This, when you have justice and judgment, this is the ultimate in putting like the fox in charge of the hen house. You couldn't get a worse qualified person. Well, Donald Trump would be a worse qualified person, but he's about as bad a person as you could put in there. He's got a law degree. That's about all he's got. This is terrible. This is an awful idea. But now he's out of Congress. He's resigned his position. The lesson to be learned is the Page of Wands. It sounds good when you're suggesting him. I just don't think he's going to get over the hump here. That might be wishful thinking on my part. What's the outcome? 10 of Cups. Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. Maybe he does. Trump certainly would want him in there. And he would do exactly what Trump would tell him to do as far as getting in. And this is kind of like the Best of America card. So really what we've got coming down here is the Republicans in the Senate, if they don't do anything, yeah, Matt Gaetz will get in there. So are they going to do something? God, it makes you wonder what Marjorie Taylor Greene's position in the... He hasn't offered her a cabinet position. He offered some Fox News dude to head up the Department of Defense. I mean, he was a veteran, but that's... Oh, dear God. This is just crazy. We literally have gone into crazy town. That moon card is perfect. This is just the nominating Matt Gaetz to be the Attorney General is the height of crazy in crazy town. Okay, for Carter, what are Senate Republicans thinking right now? Jim Thune is now the majority leader. They had to have a secret vote, by the way. Maybe it's normally a secret vote, but they had a secret vote because you don't want those mean tweets coming from Donald Trump now, do you? What's the Senate going to do if Trump is sworn in and then Matt Gaetz comes up for confirmation? How are they going to deal with that? For Carter. Judgment. There's your judgment card right there. Yeah, they're going to be the ones judging. I think his reputation is probably going to precede him. Four of Wands. The welcoming. Do you welcome or kick him out? Nine of Coins. The backing. It's almost like if the guys that own the senators want him, he's in. Two of Coins. It's a balance. And then the Hierophant. Okay, so let's make this... you've got Judgment and the Hierophant. This is basically Senate Republicans here have to make the judgment on this. The Nine of Coins. Nine of Coins is about, appreciating what you have. You've got lots of nice things. You have to do that. On the one hand, accepting people in. On the other hand, what's the downside of having this guy in here? It would be unchecked power. I honestly don't know. These cards aren't telling me whether they'll take him in or kick him out. It doesn't take much. This Nine of Coins could just be 9 Republican senators that say no. He may not get the votes. It's interesting that the Four of Wands here is a bunch of women cleaning things, and they have another female card here. They will certainly have... they're going to have to decide what their values are. Okay, another 4 card. Does Matt Gaetz get confirmed? If, again, those cards could be telling me that maybe Trump doesn't even get in there, but we're working on the assumption that he does. All right. Does Matt Gaetz get confirmed? I asked him with the GOP what they were going to have to deal with. Will Matt Gaetz be confirmed as the Attorney General? Should that confirmation hearing proceed and comes to a vote? For Carter. 2 of Cups. An agreement. Sounds like a yes to me. Page of Wands. That card came up earlier, didn't it? Yeah. New journey. Something manifesting. The World card. Knight of Wands. If he doesn't, he will get something else. Will he get it? This is about agreements. Manifesting, making things happen. Honestly, if... I have a hard time believing that. I mean, To me, it looks like a yes. If it's a no, what it's saying is that people see through his facade, and they'll send him walking on his way. Send him on his way. That's a possibility. They could say, no, you know what, we're done with you. You resigned your position and you're not getting this either. Be gone. You know, your time in government is over. Go back to Florida. That's entirely possible. If this is a yes, they're bringing him in. It's kind of like you almost see like a resignation with the magician card here. They're going to bring this guy in, and he's going to just trample on things and bring the Department of Justice to its knees, as much as the resistance will allow that. Now, it could also be that they let him in, and there's not much he can do, because there's a lot of things protected. And there's a whole lot of lawyers in the Department of Justice, too. And they can make his life very difficult. It's not clear right now. The energies are not clear. I'm sorry if you're looking for a more definitive reading. I think it's going to be difficult for a while because I'm just not getting, maybe it's the new deck, but I'm just not getting a strong vibe on it one way or another. And I just think it's because things are in flux right now. So we'll see what happens. Nothing else I want to read on this one. I'm just not getting anything definitive. Sorry, usually I like to give you something a little more definitive, but hey, you know, if it might put your mind at ease, he may announce it, but that doesn't mean that it's a home run, a done deal. Take that for what it's worth. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. These readings are for entertainment purposes only. Even though I didn't come up with a definitive answer, I hope you did find it somewhat insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.